Hey guys, today I'm just going to show you how to highlight and contour with creams. Right now I did highlight with contouring creams in this makeup right now, but this is actually the makeup I filmed for my vlog since I forgot to film an intro for the video one. So this will be a video, and then I also have a blog post. The video, I'm using a foundation that's a little too dark for me. I'm using 118 in Makeup Forever. I normally mix that with white to lift it up to my level. Just so you can see it better in video. In video I have a lot harder time capturing what I need to capture with how much light I need. So since my photos are going to have little dots and really show you where I'm placing it, this is what contour and highlighting looks like on my normal skin tone and not ridiculously extreme. I mean, it's a little bit extreme for real life, but it looks great in photos. So you'll see this video, it's like quite extreme, but that's kind of so you can see positioning and whatnot, because I don't know how to put dots on videos. So if you're interested in seeing how I apply highlight and contour, then keep watching, and you can always check out my blog for a more kind of in-depth slash how I actually apply it to my fair skin tutorial. So keep watching. So as you can see, my face is a little bit darker than the rest of me, and that's just so you can see better. I don't know, trying to channel my inner Samantha or something. I went with something that's a little bit darker than my skin tone. I'm wearing 118 in Makeup Forever. Normally I mix 118 with Illamasqua Skin Baked and White to get my skin color. I want you guys to be able to see, and sometimes you can't see as well when I try to highlight and contour because I'm so fair, and normally my highlight that I use isn't that much lighter than my skin tone because I can't get that much lighter than my skin tone, let's be real. So I'm going to start out with contouring. I'm going to use the OCC Color Concentrate, and this is in John Doe. Alright, so I'm just going to start out using a concealer brush. And so in this one, I'm just going to kind of show you how I highlight and contour on a normal basis. I'll do a more in-depth of like where to contour and whatnot, depending on what you want to do at a later time. So this is just going to be like a basic application tutorial. So I'm going to start out with contouring my cheekbones. And I'm going to start all the way from my hairline because I don't want, like, you know, my shadow to randomly stop. And I'm going to bring it out from there. One thing you want to do when you're contouring your cheekbone is follow the line of your eye and don't bring your contour farther than that. So I'm only going to put this much because I'm going to end up blending it forward, and I don't want to blend it farther than this just because that's going to give us the most natural contour look. And I'm going to do one side and I'll let you see the other. And then I'm also going to go and I'm going to put a couple right by my eyes. I just want to like almost bring this part of my forehead in so we add a little more tension to the eye area. And I'm also going to go over my forehead. Forehead, again, it's going to kind of depend on you. I have quite a large forehead, so I like to contour so I don't have quite as large of a forehead. I'm also going to take it down my jawline. Again, I don't have a very strong jawline, so I like to contour. And I do it just along the edge. I'm also going to put it just under my lip to kind of give me a more pouty look. I already have big lips, but you know, why not make them look more pouty? And I'm going to do the side of my nose. So for me, this is just to add definition. And it just kind of like makes it look super straight. I'm going to do, again, more in-depth about like how to make your nose look maybe straighter, how to fix a crooked nose, and like how to make it look thinner. For me, I don't really alter my nose shape, I just make it look straighter by just adding a line down there. So now you're just going to go in and blend. So I'm going to quickly repeat the other side. Alright, so now that we got everything done, we're just going to blend. And I'm using a full coverage airbrush by Sephora. It's their number 53. I don't use it for foundation, I use it for blending contour. So I just do little like swirls, and I'm always pulling upwards because you always want to lift the face, you never want to drag it down. And again, I'm bringing that contour forward just a little bit. We're always pushing up. In my contour, I put just, so like the hollow of my cheek is right here, I put it just above, so I'm doing just on the very edge of the bone because I don't really want to emphasize the contour. I want to kind of like make that hollow just a bit higher, just so we, again, get that more sculpted, lifted look. So now we've got that blended in. Now I'm just going to go through and do my jaw. And this, I just kind of blend, and I make sure I'm blending also down my neck because we don't want, you know, this harsh contour. And these are a little more extreme than what I do, obviously, on my fair skin. If you guys want to see a tutorial on my fair skin and just see how, like, little it takes, I can do that. Again, I don't know how many people would be interested in that, so I'm trying to, as close as I can to a universal one. And I blend that forward towards, like, my chin area. Blend real well under your lip because you don't want to look, I don't know, like you have like a soul patch or something. So that gives me that. A little bit, kind of like the indent of the Cupid's bow. And then go just along your hairline. And you really want to make sure that you blend that kind of into your hairline because you don't want to, like, all of a sudden have like a dark spot into super white skin. So now at your nose, you obviously don't want to go in with something so huge because it's going to be hard to deal with. So I'm using this shading brush by Real Techniques and just blending that. And I'm not bringing any more onto like the center of my nose. Slightly blending it down. Because again, we're just adding a little more definition. I'm bringing it up kind of like this brow area just to give a little more structure to the face. It's not really altering the shape of the nose. Alright, so this is what we look like with contour. A little bit on the extreme side because I want you guys to see it. And now I'm going to show you what I do to highlight. Alright, so now we're going to get on to the highlighting part. When I am my fair self, I usually use the OCC Skin Conceal in R0 because this is very neutral and you can see it's very fair. I'm not going to use that because I like the effect of a concealer better, but I can't find a concealer that's light enough for me. So if you know of a concealer that's even lighter than NARS Chantilly, make sure to let me know. So since I'm not my fair self, what I like to do is, this is basically what I do when I have a tan, because this is about as tan as I get. I'm going to add a little bit of NARS Chantilly just under my eyes. If you couldn't tell already, I did have a corrector on already, just because we're not going over that right now. And I'm going to use the NYX HD concealer, and this, I can never figure out what NYX colors are. A 1. So I'm going to start doing, you know, that Kim Kardashian triangle business, and we're just basically, I don't even know, putting stripes on our face right now. So this is something you can do if you have a really wide nose, is take a straight line down and basically highlight where you want your nose to like appear that it starts. So that's in a way to kind of make an illusion of a thinner nose. I don't really do that because again, me and my nose, we don't have any beefs. So then I have a larger forehead. If you have a smaller forehead, obviously you're going to add more in the forehead area. I basically am just using highlighting to kind of draw attention to the center of my face. I don't really want to highlight my forehead because it's already big. And then I'm just going to run it just down the very center of your nose. And hit the Cupid's bow. Ooh, that was a lot. Cupid's bow, and I'm going to hit my chin. Show you this. Some people do this. I don't usually do this, but we'll do it for today. You can kind of like highlight what would be the edge of your jawbone to make that jawbone contour even more. And if you want, you can also hit the tops of the brows. I don't usually like to do that, so I'm not going to, but that's an option. So now you're just going to want to blend, and I actually like blending this just with a sponge. I'm using the Real Techniques sponge today. So we're just going to blend that in. And you're really going to want to use patting motions. You definitely don't want to like wipe when you use highlight because it's just going to ruin the work that you did. So we're going to go under your eyes. Obviously when you use a highlight, you want to use something about 1 to 2 shades lighter than your skin. And when you contour, 1 to 2 shades darker. I prefer a contour color that is pretty cool. If you have a lot of warm to your skin tone, then you're not going to want something quite so cool. You might want something a little more neutral, just because you don't want it to show up ashy For me, I'm using a neutral foundation. My skin tone's naturally neutral, so something on the cooler side mimics the shadow best for me. You can see that's given us quite a highlighted look. Another thing when you're highlighting and contouring is use like less foundation than you normally would, unless you like really full coverage, because you're putting like stuff over your foundation. So be careful when you're blending down the center of your nose, because you want to make it sure it's like stays in the center of your nose. A lot of times I just switch over to my finger, just so that stays nice and straight. Same with my Cupid's bow, just because I don't have enough control with this sponge. Alright, you can see that's extremely highlighted and contoured. Again, I want you to be able to see. So I'm going to show you where I'm going to place blush real quick, and then I'll finish the look and you can see how it looks like when it's completed. It looks a little bit extreme right now, but it'll look a lot better once you have like the finished look. Alright, so I'm using the Make Up For Ever, their HD blush. This is the color 225, sorry. And I'm just going to use a Real Techniques stippling brush to apply. And I'm just kind of applying it between the contour and the highlight. And since it's a hot contoured and highlighted look, I still want to continue to lift my cheekbones. So I'm applying it towards basically the tops of my cheekbones and blending it upwards. Again, we're always lifting the face. And then I'll just go over that with my blending sponge and get that all blended and good. So this is basic highlight and contouring. Let me finish the face and I'll show you the finished look. Alright, so this is the finished look. All I did was powder the highlight and contour that we did, and I did add some more blush just because I kind of like a lot of blush. So I went with MAC Warm Soul, but the highlight and contour, I haven't added any powder over the top. You're welcome to do that if you like. A lot of times if I contour and highlight with creams, I will highlight just my cheekbones, my Cupid's bow, and my brow bone with a little bit of shimmer highlight because I think that is pretty instead of the flat matte. But that is optional. I will also have a video shortly on a powder highlight and contour. It will be like an updated one since I have one still with my old setup. So if you'd like, you can go check out that older video and there will be a new one coming as well as a blog post. So I hope you found this was helpful. Again, there'll be a more in-depth on like nose contouring and stuff like that coming, but this is just kind of the overview on how to apply the products I chose. So yeah, I will see you guys again soon. I hope you enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe if you did.